In the kingdom of Seri, two merchants traveled from town to town selling brass and tinware, calling through the streets, trading with whoever came to their door. They traveled together but were not alike. One was honest, one was not. When they reached a new town, they divided the streets between them, so neither would interfere with the other's trade. In one house on the greedy merchant's route, there lived an old woman and her granddaughter. Once a prosperous family, now reduced to working for hire. All that remained of their former life was a bowl that had belonged to the head of the family in better days. It had been thrown in among the pots and pans, covered in grime and grease, sitting there so long that neither woman knew any more what it was made of. The girl heard the merchant calling and asked her grandmother if they could trade the bowl for a small tin dish. The greedy merchant came in. He looked at the bowl. He picked it up. When no one was looking, he scratched its side with a needle. Gold. He put it down again. "What is this worth?" he said. "Not even a halfpenny." He threw it on the ground and walked out. A little later, the honest merchant passed the same house. The girl told her grandmother, "That man was cross. This one looks pleasant. Ask him." The honest merchant took the bowl in his hands. He knew immediately what it was. He said, "Everything I have here is not worth as much as this bowl. It is made of gold. I'm not rich enough to buy it." "But sir," the grandmother said, "the other merchant threw it on the ground and said it was worth nothing." "If you value it, take it," giving the little girl some dish she likes. The honest merchant would not have it so. He gave the women everything he had, all his money, all his wares, keeping only 8 pennies for the boatmen to cross the river. Not long after he left, the greedy merchant returned to the house. He asked for the bowl again, offering something for it now, smiling pleasantly. The grandmother looked at him. "You told me my golden bowl was worth nothing," she said. "But an honest merchant came after you and told us the truth. He gave us 1,000 coins for it. You are too late." The greedy merchant stood very still. Then he began to scream. "He robbed me! A golden bowl worth 100,000 pieces! He has caused me a terrible loss!" He threw his money at the door of the house. He tore off his clothes. He grabbed the beam of his scales and ran to the river to find the honest merchant. He found him, already crossing to the other side. He screamed at the boatman to stop. The honest merchant told the boatman to continue. The greedy merchant stood on the bank and watched the boat move away. And the rage that filled him was so complete and so beyond all reason that his heart grew hot. Blood gushed from his lips, and his heart cracked like the mud at the bottom of a dried-up pond. He died there on the riverbank, consumed by his own fury at something he had never owned. The Jataka tells us that the Buddha told this story identifying himself as the honest merchant and his rival Devdatta as the greedy one in a previous life. This moment on the riverbank, the tradition says, was the beginning of a grudge that Devdatta carried across many lifetimes. The honest merchant gave away everything he had for a bowl he would never use. And the greedy merchant died in fury over a bowl he had thrown on the ground. The same bowl, two completely different relationships with it. Two completely different ends. The bowl did not decide this. I leave you with one question today. What have you thrown on the ground and called worthless, that someone with clearer eyes might recognize as gold. This has been The Long Thread, ancient stories for the present moment. If this story stayed with you, follow the long thread and wake up to a new one tomorrow.